One of the many hobbies on Kwaj has to do with the water that surrounds us, one of them being scuba diving. While some people see this place as a paradise for water-related activities, others see this as a place of temptation. Where some see a hobby, others see an addiction.
The part I enjoy about diving the most is the isolation and the time spent away where I can think. It's like working from home. You're just out there and it's just the quiet and the serenity of it all.
This individual, who shall remain unnamed, had been diving for years until he realized he had a problem.
Just reached my 2-year anniversary on Kwaj and I realized I had a problem. I was missing functions, I wasn't communicating, and the scary point, the breaker, was really that I learned I couldn't communicate without using hand signals outside of the scuba club. And I just had to get out and reground, man.
Luckily, Kwaj offers a service to help those with similar problems. Scuba Diving Anonymous. So what is SDA?
The purpose of SDA is a place for people that struggle with the addiction of being underwater. They have a tough time when they're on land communicating with non-divers. Their skills of communication on land is tough for them to deal with. So this is a place they can come and try to improve themselves, not just communicating underwater, but communicating in the real world. So this is where they come, and some people can survive it, and some people have a really tough time. Scuba Diving Anonymous has been here about 11 years. When I arrived on island, Melissa Mansky was monitoring this group. And after she left about 3 years ago, I took over for her. And I've been out here 10.5 years and started scuba diving right when I got here. And Melissa did have a scuba diving, I don't know if dilemma, you know. You hear her talking underwater, yelling, calling fishy, 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 fishy. That's what Melissa did.
Tim is the SDA meeting coordinator, as well as many other things on island.
Well, when Melissa was leaving, somehow, for some reason, she asked me to become the coordinator. She was looking for somebody who says, Tim, you know, you're involved in just about everything on island. You could take over one more thing. So I said, why not? I have a spare night every week, so I might as well fill it in.
So how has diving affected you?
I think it affects me negatively when I start to miss out socially. I start to let people down. I miss events, birthday parties, social gatherings. They're just not important anymore.
We meet every Monday evening, about 5:30, 6:30. Sometimes we meet inside, and I'd rather have a meet inside so they don't have to be close to the water and get that feeling they need to be in the water. That's about all we meet. And sometimes we'll get calls from some people that need to talk, and I'll listen, but sometimes it's really tough to listen.
Can you tell me how SDA has improved your life?
It's just given me a community of people. That's a foundation that are a support group, and we emphasize moderation, and anytime there's a backslide or I get carried away, there's people there to help coach me and to support me.
Actually, we're going to have a special meeting on Wednesday, the 1st of April, here at the REB at about 6:30 p.m. We really encourage people that really need the help to come to that meeting. It's important that, we know you're struggling, and this is a group of people that you could talk to and help you with your struggle.
So if you have an addiction to that beautiful, magical underwater world, maybe you should come by on the 1st or join the regular meetings of Scuba Diving Anonymous.
AFN Kwajalein presents excerpts from the Kwaj Connect.
What's the deal with the suddenly more intense enforcement of portion control at the DFAC? I was held to a strict 4 pieces of shrimp only tonight. A few days ago, I asked for an extra piece of fish and was denied. And this has happened repeatedly these past few weeks. Portion control! Or so I'm told. Except that I'm a grown man. I'm not in the army. And I strongly object to the idea that someone else is going to dictate what I can and cannot eat. I'm not even taking piles of food away. I'm actually eating in the facility. Just hungrier at those particular moments, but apparently extremist food policies are a thing now. It's embarrassing to ask for food and be told, no, it's too much. Because an extra piece of fish is not acceptable. If someone walks up and asks for 7 hamburgers, okay, I get it. But the current enforcement is absurd. Never mind the fact that piles of food are thrown away at the end of the night anyway. What the heck is the deal?
I'm fairly new here, so maybe I'm just being grumpy about nothing. But has this always been an issue here? Where is this coming from? And why? To what end? Wow, okay, that's cool. Welcome to another episode of Kwajalein Cribs. I am your host, Jordan Vinson. This week, we head to Kwajalein resident Tim Roberge's place. He has a tiny space-age dome home. It looks tiny on the outside, but there's a lot of space where it counts on the inside. So come with us as we take a tour through Tim Roberge's place on this week's show. There's Tim now.
What are you doing in my yard? Do I know you?
This quaint, modular, tiny dome home has the footprint and porch appeal of an igloo.
Hey, walked up to me at Krista's place out here on the point. You know, when the dome came open, I said, that's the house I want, and it's enormous. When I first seen it, it reminded me when I was a kid camping in an LLB tent. But when I went inside, it's much bigger than I thought. Let's come on in and check it out. Well, welcome. Here's our tiny dome home.
As you can see, the home looks tiny on the outside, but is a capacious palace inside. The same tech that Doctor Who uses to convert the inside of his phone booth into a spaceship goes into Tim and Krista's tiny dome home. Krista is still blown away by how efficient space is displaced inside of this home.
Well, I really thought this house was going to be so much smaller than our BQ rooms. And then, look.
There's a full living room fit for Krista to nap like a mermaid. And of course, stalk her enemies on the internet. A full kitchen inside a dome as tiny as this? You bet your butt.
A stove, a dishwasher, a refrigerator, and a freezer right behind you. What else do you need on Kwaj?
Tim especially enjoys all the space he has for his hobbies, like TP stacking and popcorn.
This is my prized possession, and I do have a problem. It's popcorn.
one of the final parting messages Tim has about his space-age tiny dome is the natural light it lets in.
When you're on the outside of the house, it looks like we're limited to one little window. But as you can see, there's multiple windows around the whole house. It's just amazing. The light, the ambient light, the natural light, the dome light, the fluorescent light, lots of light.
And this has been this week's episode of Kwaj Cribs. Thank you to Tim and Krista for showing us around. See you next time.
You still here?
Hey, let's go.
You can leave now.
You said you were leaving an hour ago. Come on.
Okay.
Bye,
okay.
Jordan.
Okay.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Jeez. AFN Kwajalein presents excerpts from the Kwaj Connect.
Whomever the lovely individual it is that stole my 2-gallon bucket out of my bike basket at Reef BQ last week, which I use all the time for my fish tank, I just want to say directly to you, you are an and you suck. Kwajalein local biker gang, the Kwaj Crustaceans, have been around for years, passing down the torch from one generation to another.
We are a gang called the Kwaj Crustacean Group. Currently, we probably have 30 members in our group so far.
With people coming and going, it can be hard for a group to keep their numbers up. So the gang has taken measures to keep those numbers from falling.
When we noticed that our numbers have decreased of members, we started recruiting younger kids to come and join.
The Crustaceans have now expanded their age range to include members from the George Seitz Elementary School. One of the members also mentioned a new business opportunity they have recently decided to take up.
Due to the current situation that we have in our world, we started a new line of business, teepee selling.
That's right, thinking from the chaos from the mainland, the gang have been stocking up on teepee to begin selling when times get rough, with 3 options of sizes.
Our 3 options are, the first one would be a solid, which is 3 squares. The second option would be a morning routine, which is 5 squares. And the last one would be a runner, which is 10 squares.
So where can you find the crew when the need comes?
We love to hang out at the beach on the benches next to the kids' playground.
But if you can't find them there, you can catch them riding around the Kwajalein High School.
AFN Kwajalein presents excerpts from the Kwaj Connect. Not one box of milk on the island. Enough said.
Welcome to Learning Gibberish. I'm Stephen Patterson. Today's phrase is "Can I have a mop, please?" Pronounced "Can I have a mop, please?" Meaning, can I have one more, or please cut me off. Great for when someone, or yourself, probably has had enough.
It's what they get when getting... It's what they get when getting rid of the AFN technician. Not planning on hiring a new one, I heard.
I have been the AFN broadcast engineer for 7 months.
Well, it's April Fool's again, so we're gonna go around the island trying to find out if Kwajalein is funny. Do you have a TV appropriate joke for our April Fool's episode you want to give us? No? Okay. Do you have any jokes you want to say together? TV appropriate joke for our April Fool's episode?
No, I got nothing.
Do you guys know any jokes at all?
No, sir. No jokes.
Cool. Hey, do you have any jokes you'd like to say for TV for April Fool's Day? Just any cheesy joke.
Oh, I can't be on film.
Harry Potter will do such a great job working at this post office. You know why? Because he speaks parcel tongue. You get it? We handle parcel packages.
No way.
No, I don't have one. Sorry. No.
Cool. Bye. A TV appropriate joke?
Jared Nichols.
Hey. Nice.
Get out of here.
Well, he said one.
No jokes. OPSEC is a real deal. Always maintain good OPSEC. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. We're doing an April Fool's Day episode. Do you have any jokes that you got off the top of your head?
No.
Cool. Excuse me, do you guys have a joke you want to say for the TV for April Fools? Well, at least he's laughing.
What did the stamp say to the letter? Stick with me and we'll go places.
Nice.
No, not today. Thanks, guys.
No. I hardly know jokes, let alone something that specific. No, thank you.
No. Sir, we're doing an April Fool's Day episode.
I wish I could, but I'm not good at joke telling.
I ain't got nothing, man. Not yet.
I don't think so. I'm not a jokester.
That's work appropriate or for the public.
I ain't got nothing today, man. You feel me? No jokes, man. I can't even breathe right now. You feel me?
How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it.
Nice. So the answer's no. Kwaj, you're painfully unfunny. Happy April Fool's Day.